Timmy, today on the podcast, we got Miss Cari Lee, energy and fitness coach and host of the Good Curves podcast.
And she also born and raised in Singapore, graduated high school at 16, and moved to our home state of Ohio.
The great state of Ohio.
The great state, the heart of Ohio, living in Green, Ohio, which we all have in common as well.
By heart of Ohio, I'm sure you meant heart of the United States.
Yeah, that's
America.
what I meant.
Nice. We talk about how unique her style of coaching is, her podcast, and even a little Tinder, Timmy. Huge announcement, Timmy.
Breaking news.
Breaking news. We talk about our new company that we have just launched and are starting to roll out as we speak.
Yeah, first time we really discussed it at all. We've had some behind-the-scenes meetings and whatnot, but yeah, welcome to our new adventure.
I'll give you a hint. It'll give you energy.
Oh.
We hope you enjoy. And now we're rolling. Cari, what is up, girl?
Hey, how's it going? Really happy to be here.
Good.
Hey, I like your kicks, too.
You like,
not
mine?
yours. Those grungy old things.
They're not old. They're nice.
Talking about mine.
Yeah, I
Thank
like yours.
They are nice.
Thank you. They were a birthday present for my sister. So.
Oh, how
Happy
sweet.
birthday. When's your birthday?
October 17th.
Just had
Ooh.
birthday.
Yes,
What's-
the big 3-0.
Hey.
We've been there for a minute. Timmy turns the big 3-4 here in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
You excited?
6-7 weeks? I don't know. It's birthday these days.
It's kind of whatever.
Yeah.
I guess like 30s.
I don't really plan for it
Yeah.
anymore. I don't know.
30s an age, I guess, where people are like, oh my God, I'm 30. And then you
Yeah.
turn 40 and then, you know, I guess that, I don't know if there's any other ages people give a damn about.
I mean, I don't know. I'm not there yet.
Yeah.
33. So.
Are you guys enjoying 30s, though?
Yeah.
I have a lot to look forward to.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's great.
I don't think it's any different, really.
I don't ever think about it.
Yeah.
The only times I think about it is when I think about things I did at 25, 6, 8. And I'm like thinking, like, God damn, that was dumb.
Right.
Yeah. Or you think like, oh, man, you're a kid.
Yeah.
25, 26.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I still think now how young I am at 34.
Yeah.
Whereas like people like you were you're at least in Ohio for a little bit, and back there it's 34. You're like, oh my God, I'm 34.
Yeah.
Like I'm old. My body hurts. This is what's supposed to happen.
Exactly. I don't feel 30. I mean, looking at people like from Ohio or even from Singapore, and they're all, you know, super settled down in their lives and everything. And I'm here running around, like, doing my business, having the time of my life, traveling everywhere, somewhat nomadic still. And I love every minute of it.
Yeah. LA's different.
Yeah.
We seem to talk about that a lot. LA's just different than from that perspective.
Absolutely. But I'm enjoying it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're from Singapore.
Yep. Born and raised in Singapore. And my mom's from Singapore. She's Singaporean Chinese. And my dad is from Akron, Ohio.
Hey.
So, yeah.
How did they meet?
Dad was in the Vietnam War. He was special forces.
Oh shit.
Okay.
Yeah. So a bit of a badass. He's lived quite a full life, very charmed life. Probably shouldn't be alive, but he
Damn.
never moved back. Like he went over there, fought, and just like had such a passion for Asia. He worked a lot with refugees as well. And that's actually how he met my mom. They were working for, I don't know if you've heard of World Vision, but they help a lot with refugees. And so like the fall of Vietnam, pulling refugees out, getting them into camps and into other countries. And he never left. Mom worked in the same company. They went sailing around the world for like 3 years and had me.
Nice. That's so cool.
Mm-hmm.
That is
They went sailing around the world for 3 years.
Yeah, he like bought a sailboat. So he found this sailboat for sale and told the guy, I don't know how to sail, so if you teach me how to sail, I'll buy the boat. So he bought the boat, had seasick for like the first 2 months, lost almost like 60 something pounds or something like that. I can't remember.
Gosh.
Don't quote me on that. But went sailing for 3 years. Him, my mom, my half brother, and then they had to stop because mom had me.
Wow.
So they didn't give up after being seasick for 2 months. They're like,
No.
screw it. Let's just keep powering through.
My dad is something else. Like he's crazy in a lot of good ways.
Yeah.
Like he'll do
Damn.
whatever he wants to do. So
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
Wow.
So they have you, and Dad's like, as you told us earlier, like, let's ship this kid back to Ohio.
yeah, it was kind of because I'm biracial and multinational as well. So they always agreed that, you know, I have to know both of my countries. It was really important for my mom to raise me in Singapore around her family as well. And my dad didn't want to live in the States. He's never wanted to live in the States. Like once he was out to Vietnam, he never really went back. So they decided after high school, you're going to go to college in the States so that you get to experience, because then I know what to pick when I have to. And so, yeah, at 16, I go to Green, Ohio, try a year of high school there. That was like culture shock. People usually get culture shock because they go from like a town to a big city, right? Like from Akron to LA. Mine was from Singapore, which is a huge, like very modern city, very multi-ethnic. And then I went into Green, Ohio, and it was like I was living next to the apple orchard. And I was like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do?
Yeah.
This is claustrophobic. It was in Singapore. I went to a Chinese girls' school. I was the white girl. Right. And then in Green, I was the Asian girl suddenly. And it was like a lot of identity crisis trying to figure out where to fit in, because my whole identity changed and my parents weren't there to figure it out with me. So it was an experience. And then winter, too. It's 90 every day in my country.
Really?
Oh, wow.
All year round.
So it's kind of like LA, but warmer. And we don't have seasons. We have a monsoon season, but it's still warm. Wow.
Yeah.
So then you get snow. Probably never seen snow before then.
I saw it when I visited once when I was like 12. But yeah, snow was new. Driving was new. Everything was new.
Why do you think? Well, did you choose Akron? And Dad said Akron's gonna be a good school. Go to Akron.
Well, because I was 16 and he had his family there, so it was the safest thing.
Yeah.
Was it something that was planned? Like, okay, when you turn 16, you're gonna go over there, or?
Yeah, I always knew that was the plan. I was gonna go there for college, and I was like, all right.
And you never thought like, no, I'm not gonna do this, or I don't have to. Or, you can't tell me what to do.
Yeah, I'm 16.
You know what? I think that's a really good question, because I had such a hard time trying to fit in all the time. I think, and this is something I like to talk about as well, because a lot of people who are biracial, we tend to have this similar identity crisis. Me and Mary Chris talk about it all the time, because she's half Black, half Filipino. And so there's the same struggle. And I never could really fit into my country very well. The only place I really fit in was with the other mixed kids. But in the school system as well, you know, Asian schools are super strict, like all about grades. And it's highly academic and a lot of pressure. And my dad, I mean, you guys kind of get the picture of the kind of person my dad is. He was constantly pulling me out of school. He's like arguing with my principal. They're trying to take my passport. He's like, she can learn in the real world too. I'm like,
I like that.
Yeah.
I love it. But you know, in class on Monday, like my teacher's at my neck. So it was really hard trying to like fit into that school. Yeah, he's awesome, and I wouldn't change a thing. But then, you know, I was looking forward to maybe going to a place like where he's from. I'm like, okay, maybe they're more relaxed like him, but it was just a different type of relaxed. It was
country.
Yeah,
Ish.
it was country.
Yeah.
I did not know really what to do. Everyone was in their little bubble in Ohio. And, you know, in Singapore, you're really international. Like you learn all about the world. And I grew up traveling so much and, you know, going to like Thailand and Cambodia when they weren't as nice as they are now. They're like a lot more, you saw a lot of, you know, kids that shouldn't be on the streets. You know, have you guys watched, what's that Slumdog Millionaire? Yeah, it was like that.
Damn.
It was like that in Thailand when I was growing up going there.
Yeah.
So to see people who were just in a bubble, couldn't even point out where Ohio was on a map, even though they've never left Akron, like was hard for me to understand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and Green's different too, where it's like, I'm sure it's all white people.
Yeah.
Ohio, we always talk about Ohio is how like Midwest and just how you look at things is different.
Yeah.
Then you put yourself in that place. It's not like Cleveland where you have multi-races or different types of people. Exactly. It's not just all friggin' white people.
Well,
see,
I would bet to say that most people in Cleveland don't even know where Green is.
Oh, you think, yeah?
We lived in Green for a minute.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure when you were born or I was born, we lived in Green.
We had this shitty little apartment we lived in.
That's funny.
Might have even been a trailer. I don't know.
No.
Let's
He's
confirm.
like,
Let's confirm
I'm
with
not
the
gonna
folks.
No. So here's I know this. So when I was born, my room, my mother will correct this because she'll listen to this and correct us on this if it's not true. I believe when I was born, I'm a year older than Timmy. When I was born, I lived in our grandparent, like my room was our grandparents' closet, like initially. And
oh, wow.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Have I been told this?
I don't know. You weren't alive yet.
My parents don't tell me anything.
Yeah, you weren't alive yet. Then when you were coming around, I know we were in a trailer in Elyria, which is like west side of Cleveland.
That's where I'm getting trailer from.
Yeah, and then we moved to Akron, which probably means green.
Yeah.
You might be right on that, to an apartment complex.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we lived in Green.
Okay.
She was following us to Green. Is what it was.
I guess so, yeah.
Oh,
So this
okay.
would have been like 1987.
Yeah.
When I wasn't born yet.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
86, 87, and then we moved to Olmsted Falls, which is like
I love the
southwest of
falls.
Cleveland.
Cuyahoga Falls?
No, Olmsted.
Olmsted.
The Olmsted Falls.
Yes.
I was like, Cuyahoga Falls. I love it there.
Cuyahoga Falls is nice.
It's
Yeah.
nice there. Yeah, no, I should say Green is very different from Akron. When I went
Definitely.
to Akron U, it was actually like a relief for me.
Sure.
Yeah.
Akron, see, like, it's interesting that Dad would send you back and then you go to Akron, because Akron's not a good school or anything. It's not like the reason to send you back to the U.S.
Yeah.
I know.
It's just like when we went to school, Bowling Green, it's like on par with Akron. You basically need a pulse and be able to get out a loan to go there.
Yeah.
Like it's
Yeah.
it's like 2.0 and a 16 on the ACT, and you're in.
Okay. Yeah.
You know, you don't need shit to get in there.
Well, I initially went in. My family, they're all machinists. They all own machine shops, and they make tire machines for like companies like Goodyear to make tires and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So
Because they're Goodyear's headquartered in Akron.
exactly. So I actually went in for engineering, and,
Wow.
and I got into the program. Like I'm really good at math and science. I know, very like stereotypical coming from Asia.
Wait, so are you 16 or 17 at this point?
When I applied to, I was 16 at Kent, the semester I did at Kent, and then 17 at Akron. So I was
Okay.
17 at Akron, got into like the engineering program and did like some gen eds and worked at my uncle's shop with the engineers. And I was just like, screw this. I am not sitting in
Yeah.
this office looking at these papers. I cannot do this. Like I am out. And I switched to business right after that. So I did international business instead.
Gotcha.
All right.
Did you
So-
stay with family when you went to school
Yeah.
then? Or?
I
Because you're
tried.
underage. Yeah, you're underage.
Huh.
So
Never thought
not
of that.
sure if I should say this. I forged my dad's signature to get my first
Whoa.
I think you'll be
bedroom.
all right.
My
Yeah.
first apartment. I
Huh.
just
Like, would your dad give a shit about that stuff, or was he pretty loose? Like, do
he's
it.
the one that taught me to sign it.
Okay. Yeah.
No, he knows I'm street smart. He raised me like street smart. And like I said, he's crazy. So like he knew I'd be okay, and it was right by campus, which back then Akron wasn't as nice as it is now. Akron East campus, it was kind of really shady.
Yeah.
Actually, it
Yeah.
was kind of dangerous.
Yeah.
But I was smart about it.
Have you been there? Yeah, I've been there.
Yeah.
We had like a scrimmage or something against them one time.
Oh yeah. What's word?
Football.
Okay.
Yeah. When I was
That's
at
cool.
Ashland, we did like a 7-on-7 scrimmage.
Yeah.
Just passing, throwing stuff.
This was at the Rubber Bowl or the new stadium?
The rubber
no.
ball, yeah.
Although
Do
we,
you remember that?
yeah, I definitely remember the Rubber Bowl.
Yes,
We're old,
the
dude.
Rubber ball.
I think
That's
we
such a
played
great
at the
name,
Rubber
though,
Bowl.
The Rubber ball.
I think we played there.
Did we?
Yeah,
I don't know.
a high school game.
All
there.
I know is that field was like slanted
Oh,
and just horrible.
Yeah.
It was, yeah. You could. It was so like even the middle of it, you could barely see. You could see like waist to waist from sideline to sideline. Like that's how the middle, how raised
That's
it was.
bad.
Yeah.
That's bad. I
So you
forgot
go,
about that.
you go from Akron, you graduate, and then what happens?
I didn't graduate.
You didn't. You said,
no,
"Fuck it, I'm
I
out."
said screw it. I'm out. I'm a little crazy. I actually met my previous boyfriend in Akron. He played basketball there, and
Nice.
so he started working overseas. And I was just like, I know I'm not going to work
Romeo
for anybody.
Travis?
Yeah, is it
God,
Romeo?
no, Jeremiah Wood.
Okay, I don't know who that is.
I don't know.
Okay, they're same year, but
Okay.
Oh,
yeah, he was the other power forward.
okay.
Yeah. Anyways, went overseas with him for a few years. He was playing in Finland at the time. So as much as I hated winter, I went over there, and that was like 3 hours of sunlight in winter. It was
Wow.
horrible. But it was such an experience living in a place with like 2 traffic lights and 1 hotel, 1 restaurant,
Wow.
1 bar. It was really just the hotel. And just, seeing life, I don't know, it was just so different. It was really such an awakening experience, and it really made me have a lot of alone time to really discover like who I am. You know what I mean? Like I've
Sure.
been so busy doing like moving countries, going to school, figuring out life, and then it was just like, well, wait, like everyone here lives so slow. What are you gonna do?
Mm-hmm.
And
How old are you?
I was 21.
Okay.
And so that's actually when I started trying to lift. I didn't really lift. Yeah, I was a gymnast, but I was
Okay.
like in the gym, I have to do something. And yeah, that's where it all started, really lifting for me.
So in Finland, are you working? Or you just
No, because by the time, so how the basketball season works is 8 months in season, usually 6 to 8 months.
Right.
So for me to actually even get a visa to do anything, it would take too long.
Oh.
And so I actually started, what did I do? I coached the cheerleading team they had in that town. I like volunteered, coached them, but only one person spoke some English. So somehow I learned like gymnastics Finnish and got them from like 18th place to like 6th place or something that season, which was cool. It was really nice. It was fulfilling. Yeah.
That's crazy. So you go to Finland. How many years are you there? And then when
just one. I was
just
like,
one,
I can't do this anymore.
One done. Did you guys break up and then you move back here? Or what?
I was with him for a while.
Okay.
So after that, it was France and like Akron in between to visit, Singapore as well. France I really loved. Did Argentina a little bit as well. And then was home for a bit in Ohio for a bit in between there. So I was kind of just like all over the place for 7 years.
Damn.
And just PTing wherever I could, coaching women around the world, then going.
PTing mean personal training.
Personal training, yeah. Just because I do love to work. I do love to like coach. I've been teaching snorkeling classes since I was 8 years old. With my dad, we had a scuba diving shop. I've just always been doing
cool.
that. So, yeah. And then after Argentina, that's just kind of when we decided like we wanted different things. He wanted a house in Ohio. I'm like, no, thank you. I'm like, I'm good. I'm not going to stay in Ohio. So I went ahead and just kind of traveled. I lived out my car ish. I wasn't living like in my car, but I took 6 months and like visited everyone I knew around the States. Just drove everywhere, lived out of like my 2 suitcases for a while. And then finally I was in Texas with my sister for a bit and I was like, I need to try a different place. And I tried LA and been here like 2 years. Yeah. It grew on me really quick.
I don't know how many people come out here and they're like, I don't want to live here. I get like if it's expensive or it's I came out here to act and it didn't work and I'm out. Like I get those things, but if you come out here and see it, you're like, damn it, this was.
Well, you have to take time to see different spots.
Sure.
Exactly, because I didn't like it at first. I was like, people here are so like plastic and they care so much about their image, and I'm like, I don't like fake people. Like I like people that tell me how it is, and like in LA, it takes a long time to get things done sometimes, right? Because people are always like, oh yeah, let's link up, and like it's not really like you guys aren't gonna link up for a year.
Isn't that crazy?
It is.
It's not like that anywhere else.
And like on the East Coast,
or as much
like,
at least,
they'll tell you how it is. You know, like they're much more direct, and so it took a little bit for me to find my people.
Sure.
And then once I did, I was like, I love it.
I still have people. I had a guy hit me up recently and was like, hey, we want to do this project. All right, hit me up. Call me tomorrow, and then we'll talk about it. That was a week ago. I haven't heard from him. Like that happens all the, and I know this person pretty well. Yeah. Like and haven't heard from him, but I'm not going to chase and follow. Like if you want to really do it, because it's going to be the same thing. If we do sign on to do the project, it's going to be me doing work, me pushing for it, and then it's our time that we're putting into it. Yeah. So it's like if you want to come do it, let's do it. If not, we're good.
Exactly. I think it's a city of transitions because like a lot of my friends talk about dating in LA, how hard it is. And I'm just like, because everyone here is in transition. Everyone's trying to be something else and they're like chasing other things. And so
for sure,
it's hard to catch people when everyone's like just running, which I like the pace though. I like the pace here. Yeah.
But it's not like New York or something or Chicago where it's like, bam, 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 bam. You can get some chill too.
Exactly. Yeah.
Speaking of dating though, did you see that Tinder has finally accepted its role as like a hookup app?
What do you mean?
They're coming out with like, that's part of their branding is okay.
Just part of their branding?
Yeah. Cause they've always denied. They're like, it's not a hookup app. It's a dating app or whatever. Now, as of next year, they're having a whole campaign basically saying we're a hookup app. Kind of like
that's interesting.
Come in and meet people, but not like date.
No, they might as well.
Sorry, that was a side note. I read that yesterday. So I thought that was interesting.
Huh. I like it.
Because they said their market's 18 to 25 year olds. So
of course. Yeah, and it has. I mean, everyone
embrace it.
Either that or totally rebrand and change things.
Well, I think they tried. They said, and the perception, because they initially launched at the Olympics. Not this past one, but
really?
5-6 years ago.
Oh, like launched.
It was launched, but it picked up because all of the people were hooking up in Athletes Village. Then media started being like, what is this app that people are keep hooking up with? And then, and they got so much publicity and blew up as now the hookup app. And then they never lost that. So they're just going to embrace it.
That's crazy. Well, I remember, I don't know if you remember this. We were doing football camps in like 2012, maybe we were doing these, 2013. And the other dudes were doing, or a couple of like the younger guys we would go to these cities. We'd be in we're in Miami-ish, we're in Charlotte, we're in Raleigh, and they'd be on Tinder like, what's going on tonight?
Really?
You remember that?
It was around then?
Yeah, definitely was. Definitely was.
I don't recall.
Now we were, it's way past our time.
Yeah.
Like that age. Anywho.
Yeah.
Tinder sidetrack.
Sorry guys.
Back on track here. So you're in LA and you're training or what? What are you doing?
I should just add, it's kind of the same in every country for Tinder.
Yeah.
FYI.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also think so. I think I've told the story on here before, but I was on Tinder when I first came here.
Okay.
A little bit into when I came here, and I wasn't on Tinder to hook up or to go on dates even. I was on Tinder to find girls to train.
Oh, you were one of those guys.
I was.
I've heard about you.
I don't know what that means, but I killed it. Like I had maybe a dozen girls come through for training sessions. And then of those dozen girls, I think one or two didn't like sign on because I would do a free session.
Yeah.
And in my bio, it had, free session come through, talk to me, blah, 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 blah. And there's a couple people that like looked at you with the side eye when they came in.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, let's get to work, get on the treadmill, warm up for 5, and let's go to work.
Yeah, they're trying to figure out your intentions.
Yeah.
So how many did you hook up with though?
0, Timothy.
I'm just kidding.
You son of a mother.
But back to the other countries though. How do you know this?
I know this because my friends tell me.
Oh.
So I have friends that are on it. My sister tried to get me on it when I was like single after my last relationship, and I was like kind of resistant. Entertained it for a bit, but it became like a human experiment to me because I was traveling all around the state. So I was like, people are different in every state.
Oh, yeah. Sure. Oh, yeah.
So it was just more interesting than anything.
Isn't that crazy how different we are? Anywhere you go. You go to Wyoming or Ohio or LA.
Yeah.
Even if you go from LA to, Torrance or something, like it's so different. The people that live 10 miles or 5 miles away, whatever that is.
Absolutely. When I'm overseas, like in Singapore, there's a huge amount of expats, but expats, expatriates. We say expats.
Oh,
so just
never heard that.
Foreigners.
Yeah, I know the term.
Yeah, we have like 6 million people. 2 million are from other countries.
Wow.
So when you go out, it's just a mix from like Europe, Americas, everything.
Cool.
And I can always tell when someone's from California if they're American.
Really?
They just act different.
What do you mean?
I don't know. I need to figure it out. But you vibe it, and they're just not. They're not the same as like the Midwest or the
genuine.
East Coast.
Yeah. They don't look at you.
I don't know. They're more chill. But you can't really put your finger on it type of vibe.
Just a little off.
Yeah.
Or something. Yeah.
That's how we are here.
Yeah. I mean, in a good way though.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's good and bad here. I mean, just like anywhere, but like LA has some really cool shit and some really annoying shit. Like I want to walk down the street and say hello to you and you say hello back, and that doesn't really happen. They look at you like you're crazy for saying hello.
Well, that happened when I moved to Ohio. I went into the gas station and like got some water or something, and the teller, the cashier, was just like, "How you doing?" and like really wanted to hear about how I was doing. And
you punched him.
I was like, "In my country, you're like a psycho, and I should run away if you do that." So
you're used to that.
That's great.
I mean, now I'm used to it, but yeah, I'm used to like not talking to people, and But I think I loved that about Ohio. I actually do, and so I tried to bring it out a little bit, but not too much where like someone's gonna punch me.
Yeah, but no one's gonna do it. You're different to your girl, and it's just like. Yeah, whatever. But I always try to like if we're walking by, I'm gonna make eye contact with you, and I'll at least like head nod or smile or like good morning or whatever, like something.
Oh, I think that's great.
Yeah,
that's great.
Yeah, I love that.
I do too. It's such a little nothing thing, but it's like, oh, cool.
Definitely.
Yeah.
You're here. We're here.
Yeah.
We acknowledge each other. Have
I
a good day. Goodbye.
Do you guys get girls that like roll their eyes at you like, don't talk to me?
No.
Not roll eyes, but just not guys, old people, everyone just head down, look away.
That's the norm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even when you say hi, and I'll like look at you, and I'll say hello.
We have this.
Then it's like
back?
internally
crazy,
awkward, where you're like, okay, cool. I guess I'll just talk to myself and keep walking.
Huh. You guys should try that up in Burbank where I'm at. I think it's a
Different?
little different.
People do that up in Burbank.
It's a little calmer there.
Burbank maybe once a year.
Yeah.
Yeah, just about once. Yeah, for real.
I'm so isolated up there.
Oh yeah.
We have this couple that trains at the gym where Tim lives at, and they're so weird. They'll never make eye contact with you, and like essentially we're potential clients even.
Mm-hmm.
They train. It's a couple. Clearly, we're not trying to hit on the girl or the guy.
Right.
They just don't even look at you. Like if they're there, they're walking past you. When they're training too, though, like if I'm training Timmy, I saw a guy yesterday. Hopefully everyone's good outside here if you can hear the alarms.
LA, baby.
Yeah. And if I'm training Timmy, he's looking over here and he's got his arm on another machine, and I can see him like mouthing something. He's probably counting, but like he's not engaged, not into it.
Yeah.
People are just weird here.
Yeah, it's always that like I'm thinking right now of social media, how someone follows you and you're like, oh yeah, this person goes to my gym. I've seen him before, and then the next time you see him, it's just like head down, and I'm just like, wait, like we can say hi now. Yeah. You know, I've seen you around. I know you go to my gym, and it's just, and then after that, it's like, okay, it happens once, it happens twice again. They don't want to like say
That's
hi.
So weird.
Then it just gets awkward, and it's like, okay, it's too late to initiate a hi now.
Yeah. Well, I've this happened again recently. Like sometimes I'll know people and I'll know them too much now to like follow them on Instagram or something, because now it's weird. Like we've known each other for 6 months, and now I'm gonna follow it as if it looked. I had one girl. I didn't tell you this. Oh, no. It's a friend of a friend, and she's like cool. Yeah. But she hit me up. She's like, "Why'd you unfollow me?" This is like 2 months ago, and I was like, well, I here's the story. I never followed you, and then I was too far deep in to follow, so then it looked weird. But now I look like an asshole because I didn't follow.
It's funny she called you out on it though.
Yeah.
Well, she's like cool like that. She used to kick it with one of my dudes. She's a cool girl, but she was kind of a bitch about it. And
that's funny.
I think she unfollowed me. I don't care, but
well, I think a lot of people will be upset with me.
Yeah.
I'm like constantly clearing out my social media.
Oh, really?
I do that too.
Yeah, you do that too regularly.
Yeah.
I have to. I cleared out everyone from like Green. No lies. Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, cutting ties with Akron.
They'll be all right.
Oh no.
Akron is okay. Green, I'm like, I don't really. You guys aren't the nicest. So.
If I have people that I'm following and I'm complaining about what they're posting, like, oh, I'm eye rolling.
No, you did say this yesterday. It's 3 posts.
3 posts in a row. And I'm out.
That you don't like.
I'm out. I'm out.
Yeah.
I'll get back. I might even get back in if I like the shit. But like, whether you're famous or I know you or you're a friend of a friend, like if it's 3 in a row, I'm out.
And it's nothing personal. It's just what you don't want to take in at the time.
Correct. But it becomes personal
to them.
frequently.
But that's their problem.
Yeah.
It's not my problem.
Yeah, whatever. I'm not worried about it.
Not either.
So talk to us about what you're doing here. So you came here. You're now settled.
Yeah. You know what? I think I work online, so I could really be anywhere. I didn't feel like going back home after Argentina to Singapore.
Okay, home is
Singapore. Home? Yeah, Singapore's home. I didn't feel like going back to Singapore, and I felt I didn't want to be in Ohio. And I was like, I never really gave the States a fair chance. Like my parents sent me to Ohio for school, but I don't really know the rest of America. Like, sure, I've taken trips, but I've never lived anywhere else. So I'm like, let me figure out where I want to live next. So LA was really just a place where I wanted to learn more about this industry, and everyone was here.
The fitness industry.
Exactly. Online specifically, because I knew that's what I had to do. My parents are in either Singapore or Vietnam half the time. My brother's in Sweden. I am where I want to be, where I want to live. I have family in Ohio and Hong Kong. Like, I'm kind of the person that kind of sees everyone, and I love that role that I have, but that also means I can't have a regular job in a gym or an office.
Sure.
So I needed to be able to be location like independent, and so I came here, and it was just the right setting. The pace was just right. I burn out in Singapore. I knew I couldn't be in too big of a city that was like go, go, go. And LA was like still hustle, but chill. Like we were saying earlier, like you're surrounded by the hustlers. You want to do everything. Like you want to build things, you want to create. But you also know how to take time out for yourself.
Sure.
So it was a perfect pace for me.
When you started, you had nobody, I presume, or maybe you had like
clients and stuff.
Or maybe you had like people you did train in person.
Yeah. So what was really, I'm super blessed because my clients in Singapore knew that I couldn't be there. They were like, okay, go do your thing. And so they let me train them over Skype, like video. They got equipment in their home, some of them, and I would meet them on Skype and just make it work, And so I was able to start out that way, but of course that's not what I would want it to be. And it's changed completely from then and now. But yeah, I just started winging it, just like did whatever I had to do. Like I didn't have a rent payment at the time. I told you I lived out in my car pretty much, but visited everybody. So, it was an adventure. But I'm crazy. Like I jump into things and I'm like, okay, this is what I want to do. Yeah. And some people, it's not good for some people. Like some people you need to like work out of your corporate job and work into your, you know, side hustle or whatever. I'm like, no, screw it. I don't need anything else. I just want to do this and I'll make it work. I don't need a lot to survive. And I'll make it happen. So that's what I do.
I dig it though.
Yeah. That's what we did. That's what we do.
Yeah.
That's kind of our MO.
A lot of people don't understand it though. They're not okay with like not having the stability and handling that.
Yes. Well, that's what it is. Stability. People having a fallback plan.
Yep.
Being comfortable.
Yeah, being safe and comfortable.
Yeah.
Safe and comfortable are the same thing, right?
Safe, comfortable. Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know some people comfortable when they're not safe, so it's okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe not.
But I mean, what's the worst that could happen was what was going through my head is like, okay, I have to move back home. Okay, I have to crash with somebody until I'm okay. Or I, you know, live in my car. Like I can handle all of that. That's nothing to me. I'll always be okay. Like I've always figured it out. And so I'm like, screw it. Fuck it. Let's go. Yeah.
And you just rocked it.
I just rocked it.
So like how long you've been doing that before you came here? Mm-hmm. So you have, how many years then have you been doing?
So I played around with it. I did like that online video stuff.
I haven't heard that before either.
Never?
Skype? No, the live Skype.
I know people who FaceTime people.
Yeah, I was doing anything to make it work. Anything, like anyone that was like, hey, this is what I need help with. I'm like, I got you. Yeah. Just so I could like figure it out to get started. I really started my online business January 2017. So 2 years almost. Yeah. With like really actually trying to do like online business properly, not just, hey, PT clients, let's do this on Skype now. Yeah. Okay. So Jill Coleman.
No.
Jill Fit. You don't know Jill Fit?
No.
Okay. Well,
Jill Fit. You
should know her. You should probably know her.
Go ahead.
I hired her as my coach. And that's when I got started. I just dived right in, started building, and
Jill Fit.
Do you follow her?
She's smart as shit.
No, I don't follow her. No, I know who she is. But she's helping hundreds of fit pros grow online businesses to create a huge. And she's on the Best Life podcast.
Oh,
founder of Moderation 365 as well. Mm-hmm. No, I do not recognize her though. Although she lives right around here because I see her at Rose Cafe, which is
Venice.
Yeah,
she's Venice.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So what do you think that she's taught you that's made it better than what you had before?
Man, so I guess I've been with her for 2 years. I would say my first year.
That was January?
January 2017 is when I like officially started, and I just waited till like her program started and I jumped in. But I would say like my first year, I just really was trying everything like to see what my message was. You know, we were talking, brand. Yeah, we were talking earlier about being biracial, like how I'm biracial and how like a lot of us go through like an identity crisis. And so I didn't really know who I was, like truly. I knew what I wanted to do, but I had to figure out how I was going to do it, like who I was going to be like helping and my role in that. And so that first year was really just experimental. Like I made enough money to survive, but I was just trying this, trying that, trying this, trying that. And to the point where now I'm just so freaking clear on who I am and who I want to be for my clients and what kind of clients I want to help out. Yeah.
That's cool. So what are those clients?
So I love ambitious women. Like all my ladies are hustlers as well. Like they're usually full-time career with kids, but they're tired. They're really tired. So people who are like burning out or close to burnout, because I had a pretty bad burnout at 25 as well. And so I have a real passion for that because I was looking around my country. I was looking at Singapore. I was like, all these ladies are coming in this gym and they're getting killed by these personal trainers a few times a week. And they stop showing up because they're just burned out. And, you know, in big cities, women, or not even just big cities nowadays, women nowadays do a lot and they keep adding to the plate. They keep adding to the plate, adding to the plate, adding to the plate. And I was just like, this isn't working. We're not helping people. We're hurting people here doing what we're doing as trainers in this gym. So nowadays I help them take everything off their plate, make some space so that they can actually live healthier lives, like give them the permission to do less so that they can do more and really like be this like power woman.
How do you do that?
So a lot of spirituality work as well as just having some real ass conversations. Like, you need to stop doing this for everybody else, and you need to figure out why you're not doing this for yourself. And just being like brutally honest. And you know, my program, we don't even start workouts to the second, third week, because I'm like, no, you already have too much going on. That's why you're so tired. Some of them can't even work out the first month. You're just going to sleep and walk. And then once we get your energy right, like, we can get you in the gym. Because they've burned out time after time after time.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it does.
I've never heard of that before.
Neither have I.
Yeah.
So it's like, I have these 4 levels of fitness. This is how I see it. I grew up on the ocean scuba diving. So they're either drowning, where that's like burnt out, like really just trying to survive, gasping for air all the time, or they're treading water, where they're like kind of surviving but not really thriving. Then they're swimming, and then they can run once they get to the island, right? And most of the ladies I get are either drowning or treading water. So why?
Do you tell them that, like, you're at the drowning level?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And they're like, oh my gosh, it's just like seeing that.
Sure. How can you assess that? Like, how do you do that?
I have a little quiz that I give them.
Okay.
I just created one, and I'm like, okay, here's your score. This means you're here. And what happens is a lot of times they fail because they're drowning or treading water, and they're trying to do like running type of workouts, like intense CrossFit workouts 4 times a week. And like, nothing wrong with CrossFit. It's just some of them aren't ready for that because they haven't sorted out their energy issues. Like, they can't even sleep right. They can't even last through a day of work. And now they're like jumping into this full on, you know, workout that's super high intensity. And it just burns them out. It messes up their hormones and everything. So.
Wow. Yeah, that makes sense. I like it.
Yeah, I do
It's
too.
different.
Yeah.
It's different.
I like it.
Yeah.
They seem to like it.
How many people, when you start, I guess they probably know, like, that's part of the deal when they first talk to you. But how many people are surprised that, like, well, we're not even working out yet? Or
I think, they're always surprised. I actually don't really tell them that there's no workouts in the beginning, because in their head, they think that's what they need right now. And so when they get into the program and they find out, they're relieved. They're like, so I can actually take this week just to rest. I'm like, yeah, you can actually rest. You can actually not be on your diet right now. Like, you can actually just totally chill out, because we're about to totally change things for you. You know, your workout's going to be a little different. They're probably not going to be more than 30 minutes. Like, most of my clients work out 15 minutes 4 times a week, because they already have 3 little kids running around. They're already like running the household and working a full-time job. Like, it's too much. Some of them are just doing too much. Yeah.
So when you start, then, do you start them, like, if I sign up for the how long is it? Because you got to lock them in.
3 months.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
so
right.
12 weeks.
So you got to lock them in and not be like, well, I'm not doing shit.
Exactly.
I've been here for 10 days.
Yeah.
Okay.
12 weeks. And also, because I don't give out diet plans, I teach like a system of eating for hormones and stuff like that. So I need time with them, and they understand that. So a lot of the ladies I get to are ladies who are sick of everything they've already done, all the yo-yoing and stuff like that. They've kind of had it, and now they're ready for something lifelong.
Yeah. I saw, speaking of the hormone stuff, I saw you doing the workshop coming up.
Yeah.
Are you doing that? Are you partnering with somebody? It's all on your own?
Yes.
Is that in person, Skype?
It's online. It's on Zoom. We'll be on Zoom.
Okay. So do they sign up for it?
Yeah.
Or is it everyone who's already in your program is in it?
No, it's for anyone. It's free.
And you go to your website to
it's right on my Instagram if they want to sign up for it, or I can give you guys a link. You can put it in your show notes.
Yeah. So when you're doing that, are you walking them through just a general idea? Because your hormones are different than my mom's, than my sister's.
Yeah. I'm explaining a lot of the big picture stuff, because they are so used to, like, okay, we have to go low carb. Okay, we have to do keto. Like, all these stupid trends. So I'm like clearing out all the trends.
Are they stupid though?
Some
are good.
Okay, you know what? The trends aren't always stupid, but how people approach them can be really stupid.
Okay, I agree with that.
You know, and a lot of times also, like, the marketing it's not really, it's more for profit than for what's good for the person.
For sure.
So I think intention behind how you approach something is really important.
Yeah.
But no, I know trends that I work really well with as well. But if I just start getting carried away with it, I think anyone who does anything to any extreme is running from something, and it's just not healthy. Like, there's something going on there if you need some extreme.
Sure.
I don't know. That's just how I feel. I'm like a very like middle path person. I don't know.
What are we? What are you?
What are you?
I have no idea.
I don't know that we usually just get into shit though. So if we're into it, we're into
like
it.
Trying things though, you know.
you have to try things to know like what works for you.
You're right.
Yeah.
I feel like
I don't know if I have to dive into it.
I feel like I'm
dip my toe in here.
I'm much more apt to dive into something than Timmy is.
Dip here.
I mean, I've done them. I think you have to try trends. I think you have to try trends to know what works for you and what doesn't. But when you become obsessive about something to where your own body is being harmed, but because you're holding on to that identity so much of following that trend,
this
like,
or that,
like I have, but I'm keto, but your body's breaking down, like then then you need to do something different. Yeah, that's when I think it's too much. I don't think we like with general diet and stuff like that. We don't really. Nah, we're not what's out. But I'm saying just in general, like I'm quick to say fuck it, let's try it, and then get into it. Yeah. Whereas Tim will be like, well, I don't know. Well, no, you're all into it. Is this the best idea? I believe 100% from day one, this is the answer. And then it's like 6 months later. Yeah, 6 months later, it's, nah, man, this is it. This is the new I definitely do that shit. Yeah. I'm in, but I'm out. But I get out quick. Yeah, as long as you go through phases fast, I think it's okay. Yeah, I think I do that. Don't hang in there too long. Yeah, thanks, man. Yeah, I appreciate that. I keep track of it. That means you're sitting in the background just watching everything. That's why I'll dip in, and then he'll get in and get out, and then I'll dip in the next one. So we didn't want to talk about what we're starting, do we? Company-wise? Which one? You guys can't say something and then not finish. Well, we can. Offline. We'll talk about it offline. We'll talk about it. I don't know. But anyway, so it's a thing where like we're jumping into this shit. Awesome. And I'm more like, this is like for the first time ever, I'm the one who's doing that too. And Tim's like, let's just do it. Like, no. It's going to work. So 5 years ago, you were more like Mr. Conservative. Well, I just didn't like to say fuck. I didn't want to say fuck in our social. And And we were also working with high school kids. Say fuck or sexual talk or like. I still don't like sexual talk. Yeah, but more conservative as in like business too. And then I switched, and then I was more conservative. Like, we should just really think about what we're doing here. Yeah. But with this one, I think it's a winner. When are we going to talk about it? Something we're launching or within the next very soon. Weeks. Yeah, very soon. You're such a I'm excited. Timmy doesn't like to talk about stuff. No, ever until it happens. I don't. It's more like not necessarily a jinx thing, but like if I talk about everything that we're discussing or a meeting we go on. Yeah, but this is in. This is in. Potentially happen, but then and then 9 out of 10 don't. Then it's like, well, what the fuck? Yeah. Everyone's expecting this, and everyone wants to talk about this. The 9 things that didn't happen, and then I don't know. It's a waste of time. You don't want to be the talker, like the person that just talks. I get it. I don't mind being the talker at all. But also, like, a lot of the stuff, like in this situation, we're going to do it. Even if we fail at it, we're going to do it. So just fucking ride it. And we're going to do it in the next couple weeks. You can talk. We're starting to talk with people. You go ahead. You can feel free. You want to get into it? Spill the beans. Well, so we're literally let's do it. The beans. So we're starting a coffee company. Oh, dope. Yeah. I love coffee. Okay, I'm excited. I don't know how much we want to get into the twist of it, like the whole concept of it. Basically, if you're going to talk about it, it's basically 1 for 1. So like every time you buy a bag of coffee, we're giving one other thing to some charity. I love it. So we have some a potential partnership in place that'll be huge for us. Okay. And the whole concept of the brand. Yeah, I was going to say, you can't just jump that. You're going to explain the whole company first. I'm going back and now I'm explaining. Oh shit. So the whole point of the company, the whole like branding behind it is local. Okay. So we we roast the beans locally, our designer's local, and our give back's local. So let me take it further. Actually, since I've talked to a handful of people already about this, and I'm not pitching it to her. I'm just I know. So the whole premise is we want to take a brand that we could stay in the local, help out the local community, but also scale it across the country and globally as well. So we created a company called Our City Coffee. Oh God, you even said the name of it. Our City Coffee Los Angeles, Our City Coffee Chicago, Our City Coffee Cleveland, whatever it might be, whatever city we open in. Our City Coffee Green. But just like green. My only reason to go back to green. Exactly. But like we said or like Pat was saying is we roast locally, we hire locally, we source locally, everything's locally, and then we give back locally. And then it's also part of that is like the community events locally. So supporting the community, whether it's not, donating back, but it's supporting in whatever way we can. So that was the idea and we can stay here locally in Los Angeles or grow it as large as we want to. I love it. Thank you. I love it. Thank you. Fully support it. Do it. Yeah, we are. Yeah, we are. So there's like one like little tricky thing that we're deciding whether or not we want to launch in like say 3 weeks or wait till early 2019. Yeah.
Basically the LA one is we like kids and like is a kind of like a passion-ish, I guess if you would say. Health, sports, fitness, nutrition, that's kind of like our bread and butter too, and more of a passion. So we want to give back towards kids, whether it's like helping them eat during the school year, whether breakfast or lunch, giving them healthy snacks, giving them alternatives, sporting events, whatever it might be. And so we're working with the school districts here about what the exact.
God, you're really giving up. Like
I told you want to jump in,
and I'm gonna hook you up with one of my friends to talk to because he works with schools. So I want you guys to link up.
Cool, let's do it. Yeah, but so that's our big new thing.
Yeah,
I'm so down. Let me know when you're ready for our city, Singapore.
Dude, that would be cool.
Trust me.
The logistics of that would be.
A few things to go through on that, but
I'm sure that it could be done.
We make a lot of coffee over in Southeast Asia.
Really?
What are you talking about?
Sure.
Yeah.
Interesting.
No, I think that's exciting. I love it.
Yeah, it'll be really cool.
Yeah.
We like it. We like the idea of coffee.
I love coffee.
Yeah.
We've never ourselves. We've worked with brands that have sold physical products. We've never ourselves sold physical products. So that's cool. And then like the charitable aspect of it, and actually being able to give back and not just. We don't want to partner with charities that are your typical, like 95% of the charities go to you and I and our boats and hookers and all that shit that people get.
Yeah.
And 5% goes to the cause. Like we want it to be like when we work with the company, okay, if we're giving you say $5 per bag or $2, whatever the number is, like that needs to go to the cause. Now, if there's 10, 20 cents that go to you as an administrator, fine. But like, let's figure out a deal where it's a legit charity, legit helping people. And that's our give back.
Exactly. Yeah. My mom has worked in the Salvation Army, and you guys know Ronald McDonald House Charities? Yeah. She helped open that in Singapore as well, but she's worked with Salvation Army for a long time, and it's like, it's really hard to find charities that are true like that.
Are they?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, they are? Okay.
Oh, yeah. When I give my mom money, like I know exactly where it's going. I know what kids it's helping with, and she works with orphanages, so
in
children's
Singapore?
Homes in Southeast Asia. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
So that's what's really cool. But yeah, you're right. It's hard to find true charities.
Yeah, definitely is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what we're on.
I love it.
Yeah.
Do it.
We'll be doing that over the next couple months.
I'm excited.
Yeah. I'm sure you'll see it. I'm sure we'll put tons of shit out there.
Hell yeah.
We're a
I'll
podcast, so you got a podcast. Like
yeah.
us.
The Good
You
Curves.
The Good Curves.
The Good Curves.
Just like us.
My good curves.
We have good curves.
Y'all have amazing curves. Beautiful curves. Everybody does.
What made you want to start that? Same kind of vibe? We listened to the one we listened to.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I think the latest one.
Oh, really? With Christina Montalvo. She's hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh my God. She's a trip. You know what? I love connecting with people. Like that's traveling everywhere and living everywhere that I've lived. Like I'm someone that will go to a coffee shop by myself or a bar by myself in a city and I love airports because of all the conversations that I have and like the connections that I meet. And the stories that I hear from people are amazing all the time. And I'm like, man, if I just talked to this homeless lady for like an hour and just heard her whole story. And if there was a way for me to put that out there and start sharing stories, I want to do it. And so I haven't like got to like a huge level yet where I'm getting like these random people that I run into and picking up their stories like on the fly. I would love to do that at one point, but I'm bringing on a lot of people I meet and that I know and then sharing their story. And I just love it because I don't know. That's just what I see in people. Like I love seeing like what they've been through, like hearing about you guys. Yeah. Like hearing about you guys' story, like moving and like the trailer, like, and then now you're in LA, you're going to jump into a coffee business. Like that excites me so much.
Yeah.
And so I love that connection. And I think also, honestly, the best thing about my business. So like I do 2 episodes a week. I do one where I try and teach a little bit about what I coach on. And then I also do an interview on Wednesdays. And so the Wednesdays, like that's like my heart. That's like my passion. Monday is like, it's like coach time. Like this is how I want to help you. This is how I want you to learn some tools to change your life, to better your life as well. But yeah, the podcast, best thing I've ever
Isn't it fun?
done.
We like this shit. This is you're number 10.
Lucky 10.
Lucky number 10.
Number 10.
Double digits. We made it.
Yep.
We made it, Ma.
They didn't kick us off yet.
Yeah. iTunes has allowed us. We had another podcast about a year ago we were doing called Current Events Podcast. Our last name, Current Events. and we got kicked off for explicit content because we weren't checking the right box.
Right.
Oh yeah, I heard they do that. Okay.
Nobody told us. No emails. We can't find you. Yeah. No nothing.
Yeah, we're like, it's right here.
Dang.
And it's not like we were saying shit and fuck. Like that's,
you're allowed.
It's so crazy.
You're allowed to say that.
You should be allowed. But the whole point of what we want to do is the podcast is to talk to people. Like we I don't know how we connected. Probably through like seeing you talk to Mary Chris or like comments or somewhere. Yeah. Like that's how we meet most people in the world. Anyway. Yeah. Now let's sit down and have a conversation for an hour and talk more about it.
Exactly. Yeah. Because it's so cool how I spend my time nowadays, especially in LA. It's like whoever I'm meeting up with, like. There's business, there's like spirituality talk, it's just deep ass conversations, and I love it. And it's like, you want to sit down and podcast? Let's do it. Let's like jump all the small, like skip the small talk. Let's like talk about some real shit. Like, we don't need to.
I hate small talk.
It's so necessary, sadly, sometimes. But yeah,
is it?
I don't really do it.
It is.
I'm not.
It is.
I think it's a Curb Your Enthusiasm. The guy from Larry David from Curb Your Enthusiasm says, I don't like small talk. I like to jump right to medium talk, which I do. I don't.
Well, I guess there's got to be some kind of warm up. You can't just like dive in.
Certain people.
Yeah.
I think I meet a lot of ladies who are like very intimidated or something.
By you?
No, just like shy, maybe just shy ladies, and so like you kind of have to work them in. And not be like, what's your life purpose?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm not going there. I rarely get that. No,
you usually do. That's the first question you ask people.
What are you here for? Yeah. What is life?
Yeah.
I was at Wonderlost Wellspring 2 weeks ago.
I don't know what that is. What is that?
You know what Wonderlost is?
Oh,
super your vibe.
In Palm Springs.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Yes. Well, Wonderlost is I think a global company.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Yeah. It's not just.
But the event was in Palm Springs.
The event was in Palm Springs, and it's all mindfulness, yoga types, that kind of vibe. And so it was you move quickly into deep talks.
Yeah.
What do you do? Why are you doing that?
Yeah.
Which was kind of cool. I like that.
Do you hate that
What's
question?
What's your spirit animal?
What are we doing?
Like what do you do?
Oh, it's the first, we talked about it before. It's the first goddamn question people ask when they meet you here in LA.
Well, yeah, but some people hate it. Some people love it.
I don't care.
I think it depends where you're at.
Yeah,
it totally depends.
I think if you love what you do, you love the question. If you hate what you do, you hate the question.
I just don't like that it's the first question.
Oh, yeah.
I do.
If we meet today, I don't want like the first question. Well, what do you do?
Right, but I think it does help define who that person is, but I don't think that it comes from a good place. And a lot of people here from LA, like, what do you do? Oh, you're a producer now. How can I help you?
That's probably a better way to say it.
Intention.
It's a great way to put it.
What about where are you from?
All right.
Clip that.
All
shit,
right.
Put it on social.
I always get, what are you?
What are you?
Oh, yeah. What are you? They can't human? I say a human, like jokingly. No, I actually used to have a huge attitude about that. I used to be like, I'm human. Why does it matter? Yeah. But, as like living in the States and seeing all the racial tension there is here, I come from a country where it's very different. In Singapore, we can openly joke, like we can own our ethnicities and we can openly talk and like laugh and you'll have a Christian breaking fast with someone during Ramadan and stuff like that. Like it's just very open, and it's not as tense as it is here.
People like to be on teams here.
Yeah, and it's just made into such a big deal all the time here. And I know American history is very different, so I'm coming from an outside perspective with this. But wait, what were we talking about?
I don't know
how we got to that.
Oh yeah. So when I say when they ask me where I'm from, like super.
Nice.
No one knew.
And then you said, "What are you?"
I just like my whole mind was like racial tension. And so now I'm like super explaining who I am and where I'm from, and just like I want people to understand more and expose them more to different backgrounds, so that there's less fear and there's less uncomfortability around different diversity.
Sure.
So you tell people you're from Green then?
No, hell no.
Green, Ohio.
And you get a little country accent too. I'm from Green,
gosh.
Green, Ohio.
I don't think I would ever.
Right outside of Akron.
I was at that same conference actually, and I was with a guy I know whose parents are Indian or from India. They moved here. He was born in the U.S., but comes from both parents Indian, and the lady was older, probably 50s, 60s, like our momish age. And she, old Latin chick, and old Latin lady, and she was like, "What are you?" And he was like, he laughed, And he was like, you mean like what ethnicity am I?
Yeah.
And she's like, well, my parents are Indian. And blah, blah. But it was such like a, like if I'd asked that question, what are you?
What are you?
One, I would never ask that question. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
But like for someone to say like, what are you? Is kind of crazy to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
What do people guess that you are?
A lot of people in LA come up to me speaking Spanish.
No.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I guess.
When I first lived in North Hollywood, it was like everyone. Yeah. In Argentina, they thought I was from Argentina. In France, they thought I was from France.
I could see that a little bit more. Yeah.
Yeah. The only place they don't think I'm from that place is in my own, well, in Singapore and Ohio.
Really?
In Ohio, they're just like, what are you? They can't really place it. But actually, in the States, in Ohio especially, I am Asian. Fully Asian. My friends barely see the white side of me, especially if I'm around a lot of like white people. My Asian stands out more, so then it's more Asian.
Well, so Tim's daughter is half.
Oh, really?
She's Vietnamese. Wife.
Oh, yeah. So she's gonna go through the same thing.
Well, I wonder if she won't though.
Yeah.
Maybe she will.
LA's
but she's also in LA.
LA's a little different. You're right, but. When you like, let's say you do bring her to Ohio and it's a very white setting.
It is. Yeah.
Her Asian will stand out more.
Well, if you see this picture, here she is, and then our three of our other nieces. But even just like looks wise,
yeah. So she's more Asian there, and then when you bring her to a full-on Asian, like Chinese, Vietnamese area, she's gonna be white.
It's the same. Yeah. Well, and even in her 3 years of existence, all of my side was like, oh, she looks Asian, and all her side is, oh, she looks white.
Yeah, and my family, same thing. Like my mom's side says I look like my dad. My dad says says I look like my mom, and it's just like, all right, whatever. I'm whatever I am.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Yeah, I'm just me. So it's What are you? I always find this interesting. What are you gonna when someone asks her what is she gonna say? Is she gonna say I'm mixed?
I'm Kyler.
I'm Kyler Holly Curran.
I love
Kyler
it.
Holly Curran. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
awesome.
I don't think I don't know.
You ever thought about it?
No.
That's why I'm talking about it.
I think LA is different though, because there's so many different.
Absolutely,
people
but
that are like
she's gonna travel and everything.
Sure.
So it's gonna be interesting.
I'm sure she'll get the question, "What are you?"
Yeah.
Oh, she will. Yeah, she will. But I think it's interesting because there's so many more like interracial relationships now,
right?
And they don't think about what their kids are gonna call themselves.
Yeah.
And so. I don't know. I enjoy talking about that on my podcast.
It's interesting, right?
Yeah.
Well, cool. Karen, I believe this is our time for today.
Yes.
It was enjoyable. Yes.
Yeah,
thank you for making the trip out here.
Thanks for having me.
We'll send you some coffee when it's available.
Absolutely.
Definitely will.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Send it.
Deal. All right. Thank you.